Chosen one, listen closely. This moment, this message, is not random. Heaven has orchestrated it perfectly, timing it so your heart can finally receive what your spirit has always known. The trials you've faced, the struggles that have at times seemed endless, were never mistakes. The pain, the silence, the confusion, none of it was by chance. You are not here by accident. You are part of a greater divine plan that has been unfolding long before you even realized it. The challenges you've walked through, the storms you've weathered, the moments when you felt completely alone, these have all been divinely ordained. Heaven has seen every single tear, every step taken through the darkness, and the perseverance that carried you forward when everything within you wanted to give up. You were being shaped, refined, and prepared for something powerful. It might be hard to see it now, but know this: the hardships you've endured were not in vain. They were the very foundation of your strength. You were being trained, not broken. What felt like suffering was, in reality, sacred training, preparing you for the incredible purpose that awaits you. The moments when you asked, "Why me?" those were the moments when heaven whispered back, "Because you are chosen." Only those with a divine calling, those destined for greatness, face such intense refining. These tests were not there to destroy you, they were there to forge you. The struggles you faced weren't signs of rejection. They were evidence of your preparation for something far beyond what you can imagine right now. You have been in a spiritual gym, lifting weights far heavier than others could even carry. But each weight was strengthening you, building your spiritual muscles, and pushing you toward your destiny. Yes, the silence felt deafening at times. Yes, the waiting seemed unending. Yes, the battles felt like they might break you. But the truth is, heaven was never silent. It was simply allowing you to grow in the quiet, to learn to trust in the unseen, to develop a deep-rooted faith that couldn't be shaken by any storm. Every moment you felt abandoned, heaven was watching, keeping track of your faithfulness. Every moment you felt alone, angels were surrounding you, protecting you, taking note of your endurance. While others may have been flourishing, you were quietly being refined. You were not overlooked. You were being prepared. You were being tested, but you did not fail. And now, that testing is coming to an end, and you are stepping into the fullness of your divine purpose. As difficult as it may have been, heaven was watching you closely. Heaven was not distant. It was not absent. It was actively engaged in every moment of your journey. You may not have seen it, but every time you chose faith over fear, every time you chose hope over despair, every time you whispered, "I will trust you," when everything around you seemed uncertain, that was a victory in heaven's eyes. Your perseverance, your steadfastness, your refusal to quit when everything seemed stacked against you, these were the moments that shaped you into who you are becoming. And heaven saw it all. It is not the easy moments that define us. It's the hard ones, the ones where we are tested, where we are pushed to our limits, that reveal the true strength of our character. And you, chosen one, have proven time and time again that you are faithful, that you will not give up, that you will rise, even when everything inside you feels like collapsing. The fire you've walked through has not been a punishment, but a purification. The flames you feared were not there to consume you, but to refine you. What you thought was the end was actually the beginning. What felt like destruction was actually construction, as God built a foundation in you that cannot be shaken. Heaven has been with you every step of the way, refining your heart, purifying your spirit, and strengthening your character. You didn't break under pressure. You grew stronger. Every tear you shed, every heartache you endured, every moment you stood firm in your faith, those were the moments that heaven took note of. And now, heaven is preparing to reward you for your endurance. The test is almost over. You have passed through the refining fire, and now you are stepping into your purpose, equipped with the strength and wisdom to carry out the divine calling on your life. You have already been recognized by heaven. Your perseverance has been seen. Your faith has been tested, and it has been proven. Heaven has watched as you chose to trust God when there were no visible signs of progress, when every door seemed closed, when the world told you to give up. But you didn't, and now, that decision, that quiet obedience, is leading you into the next chapter of your journey. You are being prepared for something powerful, something that will be a testimony to the world of God's faithfulness. Every moment of suffering has led to this. Your faith has been proven, and heaven is about to reveal the reward that is waiting for you. The time of testing is coming to an end, and the season of elevation is beginning. You have remained faithful. You have walked through the fire. You have been refined, and now you are ready to carry the mantle that heaven has prepared for you. The best is yet to come, chosen one, and this is just the beginning. The storms, silence, and tears you experienced were not signs of abandonment. In fact, they were sacred instruments, carefully crafted by the hands of your Creator, used to refine you for a purpose far greater than you could have imagined. The winds that howled around you, the darkness that seemed to swallow every bit of light, and the silence that made you question whether heaven had forgotten you. These were not obstacles meant to defeat you. They were, instead, tools used by God to shape your spirit, to temper your faith, and to prepare you for what was coming next. It may have felt like you were drowning, like every prayer went unanswered, but every drop of rain, every gust of wind, and every moment of stillness was God at work, aligning you with the divine purpose for which you were created. At times, it may have felt as if your world was falling apart. The delays, the closed doors, the unanswered prayers, they all seemed to stretch your endurance, testing your very belief that there was a purpose to all of this. What seemed like delay was not a punishment. It was divine preparation. Heaven was not absent in those moments of silence. It was in those very moments that God was doing the most profound work in you. The silence was the space where your faith could deepen, where your trust could be stretched beyond the limits of what you had known before. Every prayer that went unanswered, every dream that seemed to fade, every person who walked away, it was all part of a divine orchestration designed to position you for something far greater than you could have ever planned for yourself. God was preparing you, refining you, ensuring that you would be ready when your time to step into your purpose arrived. You see, the storms you weathered weren't just random occurrences. They were necessary steps in your journey, steps that were designed to strengthen you, to build your resilience, and to deepen your roots. The pressure, the discomfort, and the pain were not meant to crush you, but to refine you, like gold being purified in the fire. The tears you shed were not wasted. They were a form of spiritual watering, planting seeds of strength, wisdom, and grace that would later bear fruit in ways you couldn't yet see. Each challenge you faced, each mountain you climbed, each valley you walked through, was an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to draw closer to the divine plan for your life. Heaven was not absent during those difficult times. It was there, in the stillness, preparing you for the next chapter of your life. And even in the midst of your struggle, you were becoming more than you were before. Every single challenge you faced was meant to deepen your roots. Just like a tree that needs strong roots to weather the storms, you were being planted firmly in the soil of faith. These tests weren't just random events. They were carefully placed in your path to help you grow stronger, to help you develop a deeper understanding of who you are and who God has called you to be. Each trial you faced was designed to sharpen your discernment, to teach you how to trust in the unseen, and to help you rely on God's timing rather than your own. The very tests that seemed to tear you apart were the ones that were ultimately strengthening you, refining your spirit, and preparing you for a greater purpose. There were moments when you felt like giving up. The weight of the world seemed too much to bear. The pain was too deep, the disappointment too heavy. You might have wondered why you had to endure such trials while others seemed to have it easy. But in those moments, you continued to press forward, even when the way ahead seemed unclear. You held on to faith, even when it felt like it was slipping through your fingers. You didn't give up. You didn't quit. You chose to keep going, to keep trusting, to keep believing. And in doing so, you demonstrated something powerful. Your perseverance was a form of worship. Every time you chose to keep moving forward, to keep trusting, to keep believing, you were offering up a sacrifice of faith. That sacrifice was not unnoticed. Heaven saw your endurance, your strength, your unwavering commitment to the path, even when the road was difficult and the future uncertain. Your perseverance through adversity is what set you apart. It was not your ease of life, your comfort, or your success that marked you as chosen. It was your ability to endure, to persist, and to hold fast to your faith when everything around you seemed to be falling apart. You didn't turn away from God when things got hard. You didn't walk away when the world seemed to turn its back on you. You stayed. You trusted. You worshipped. In the quiet moments of pain, when the storm seemed too much to bear, your faith did not waver. That is what made you different. Your perseverance in the midst of adversity wasn't just an act of survival, it was an act of faith in action. Through the tears, through the silence, through the storm, you were becoming something stronger. You were becoming someone who could stand firm when the winds blew hardest. You were becoming someone who could carry the weight of your purpose with grace. Every trial was a stepping stone, every challenge a chance for you to grow. The storms that came into your life were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to strengthen you, to teach you, to prepare you for the greatness that was ahead. You have been in training, chosen one. You have been in a spiritual gym, lifting weights you didn't think you could carry, but you did. And now, those weights have become your strength. The endurance you've gained through adversity is not just for you. It is for the people you will touch, the lives you will change, and the purpose you will fulfill. Your perseverance is not just a testament to your strength. It is a testimony to God's faithfulness. He has been with you in every storm, every trial, and every season of silence. You may not have felt Him in the moment, but He was there, watching over you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's to come. The trials you've faced have been part of God's divine plan. They have been His tools to refine you, to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. You have come through the fire, chosen one, and you are stronger, wiser, and more equipped than you have ever been before. What you've faced has been hard, but it has been necessary. And now, as you stand on the other side of it, you can see that you have been refined, not destroyed. You have been made new. You have passed the test, and now you are ready to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. There were times when it felt as though heaven had gone silent, as if all the prayers you sent up, all the desperate cries from your heart, echoed back unanswered. The silence in those moments seemed like neglect. It made you wonder if God was distant, if He had forgotten you. But the truth is, during those times of silence, heaven was not absent. It was in those quiet moments that God was observing, measuring, and recording your faithfulness. Every tear you shed was not unseen. Every quiet moment when you chose to trust, even when you couldn't hear His voice, was being recorded in heaven's book. Your endurance during the silence was the test that proved your faith was not dependent on constant affirmation, but on an unwavering trust in His presence, even when you couldn't perceive it. Heaven was watching not to see you falter, but to see your heart's posture in the absence of answers, in the absence of outward confirmation. It was in that silence that you were being refined, like gold being purified in a fire. Heaven wasn't absent. It was actually drawing closer, paying closer attention to your heart, to your resolve, to your commitment to keep going, even when the way forward seemed unclear. Every tear you shed during those silent seasons became a seed of strength, wisdom, and understanding that would bear fruit in due time. You might have felt that your sorrow was a burden, but heaven saw it as the very thing that would plant the seeds for your future blessings. What you thought was a moment of defeat was actually a moment of divine sowing. Each tear that fell, each painful moment where you felt like giving up, was building the foundation of the blessing to come. Your sorrow wasn't a waste. It was the soil in which your future was being planted. The struggles you endured, the battles you fought in the unseen realms were not in vain. God was not blind to your pain. He was watching closely, recording every moment of your endurance, and in return, He was preparing you for a season of restoration and reward. You were being observed, not as a passive spectator in your own life, but as someone actively engaged in a divine process. The silence was not abandonment. It was a preparation. Heaven was crafting something profound in you, even when you couldn't see it. Each moment of frustration, each season of waiting, was a part of a greater plan that was unfolding in ways you couldn't yet understand. The testing you experienced was never meant to punish you. It was meant to prepare you for what was to come. Divine tests are not the same as human trials. When people test you, they may be trying to trip you up or catch you off guard. But God's tests are designed with a different purpose. His tests are not punishments, but sacred preparations, intentional stages in your journey where you are shaped and strengthened. What felt like a setback or a denial was, in fact, a redirection. Every no that you encountered, every door that was closed in your face, was a part of God's loving guidance, helping you avoid paths that were not meant for you. It wasn't that God was holding out on you. He was protecting you, refining your character, and positioning you for something greater. Each test you faced was a divine opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen your roots and to strengthen your resilience. God knew that the purpose He had for your life was too significant for you to be unprepared. So He allowed you to go through these tests, not to break you, but to build you into the person you were always meant to be. The trials you faced were not arbitrary or accidental. They were necessary steps in the process of becoming who you were destined to be. Every moment of doubt, every frustrating delay, was actually a part of the divine process that was building you for the mission ahead. God was using each moment of uncertainty to strengthen your trust, to teach you patience, and to refine your character. Heaven was not punishing you with these delays. It was preparing you for the incredible things that were waiting for you on the other side. Your frustration was a step closer to your destiny. Your confusion was a sign that God was aligning things in a way that you couldn't yet understand. Every difficulty you encountered wasn't a sign that you were failing. It was a sign that you were being prepared for the incredible calling that was upon your life. God was crafting your purpose through each trial. Your doubt wasn't a lack of faith. It was an invitation to deepen your trust in the process, to lean into God even more when the way ahead seemed unclear. The struggles you went through were the very things that were building the foundation for the fulfillment of your divine calling. As you look back on everything you've been through, you will begin to see that you weren't just surviving. You were thriving in ways you didn't even realize. The testing phase, though it felt like an endless struggle, was the preparation for the season of reward that was coming. Now that you've endured, now that you've passed through the fire, you are stepping into a season of greater strength, clarity, and authority. What you thought was just survival was, in fact, God's way of equipping you to carry the weight of the divine calling He has for you. You have been through the storm, but now you stand on the other side, not as someone who simply made it through, but as someone who is stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the incredible things that are about to unfold. Your endurance through the trials has set you apart. You have learned to trust in God's timing, even when things didn't make sense. You've learned that faith is not just about the moments of triumph, but also about the moments of struggle. The season you are stepping into is not one where you will simply survive. It is a season where you will thrive, a season where the blessings and the rewards of your faithfulness will be revealed. Heaven is about to unveil the fruits of the seeds that you have sown in silence. You are no longer just holding on. You are standing strong, grounded in faith, ready to receive the rewards of your perseverance. The struggles you faced have forged a strength in you that cannot be shaken. You are walking into a new season where the very things that once tried to break you will now serve to elevate you. What once seemed like a battle you couldn't win is now becoming the very foundation of your victory. The tests were never meant to break you, they were meant to build you. And now you are standing at the threshold of a new chapter, ready to walk into the fullness of your divine purpose. From surviving to thriving, this is the transition that you are now entering. You are no longer the person who just made it through the storm. You are the person who emerged from it stronger, with a greater sense of purpose, and with a deeper understanding of who you are in God's plan. The trials, the waiting, the silence, they were all part of the divine preparation for what is to come. You have been shaped, refined, and positioned for a season of restoration, reward, and purpose. Now is the time for the fruit of your endurance to be revealed. You are no longer just surviving. You are thriving in the fullness of God's grace, ready to step into the destiny He has prepared for you. The fire has refined you, the silence has strengthened you, and the challenges have built your foundation. Now, chosen one, it is your time to rise, to walk in authority, and to embrace the blessings that have been prepared for you. The test is over, and the season of reward is just beginning. You have reached the end of the test, chosen one. The refining fire that once felt unbearable has now become the very thing that has equipped you to step into your true calling with strength and authority. You are no longer just surviving. You have graduated, and with that graduation comes a renewed sense of purpose, clarity, and divine authority. You are no longer the same person who entered this season of trials. The person who struggled, who questioned, who cried out in despair, has now been transformed. Your faith, once fragile and untested, has been tempered through trials. It has been refined like gold, and now it has turned into a powerful tool in your hands. This faith that you have held onto through the darkest moments is now a weapon that can heal, transform, and move mountains. You have learned to trust not only in what you see, but in what is unseen, and this deeper trust has given you a power that no one can take away. You have earned this authority through your endurance, through your perseverance, and through your unwavering commitment to the divine path set before you. Heaven has watched you. It has seen your faith in the silence, your trust in the storms, and now, Heaven is about to release you into a new season. A season where your authority will not only be recognized by the heavens, but by the earth itself. The season of hardship is over, chosen one, and it has made way for the dawn of something powerful. You are stepping into a season of restoration. Everything that you thought was lost, every moment of disappointment, every tear shed in silence, is about to be restored. The trials that once felt like they would never end are now the foundation for the blessings that are about to pour into your life. Heaven has been observing you closely, and now the applause from the courts of heaven has begun. This is not a moment of merely surviving. This is the moment of living in the fullness of what you were always meant to be. You are stepping into a new chapter, one that is filled with purpose, restoration, and divine favor. The strength you have gained through your trials is now becoming the fuel for the purpose that awaits you. Your heart is now prepared to carry out the divine assignment that has always been yours, but you are not yet ready to receive it. Now, as you stand on the threshold of this new season, you will carry a weight of purpose and authority that you could not have before. The testing was not only for your growth, but for your assignment. It was preparing you for the work that is now ahead, the work that only someone who has endured could do. Restoration is not just about returning to what was lost, it's about stepping into something greater. The very things that seemed like losses were, in fact, preparations for your future. God does not restore us to where we were. He restores us to where we were always meant to be. Every door that was closed, every relationship that was severed, every plan that didn't work out, these were not setbacks. They were divine redirections, shaping you for what is to come. Your restoration is not about going back to your old life. It's about moving forward into a new season where everything you thought was lost will be restored with even greater blessings. God is about to take everything that you have been through and turn it into something magnificent. The silence you endured, the delays you faced, the obstacles you overcame, they were never in vain. They were part of a divine plan, and now that plan is coming to fruition. What you are about to receive is not just a return to what was, but a step into the fullness of what you were always destined for. Heaven's applause signifies the beginning of this new chapter. Your faithfulness, your perseverance, your endurance through the storms has been noted in the courts of heaven. And now, you are being released into a new level of favor and responsibility. You are being entrusted with a greater purpose, a divine assignment that will impact the world in ways you could not have imagined before. The weight of your purpose will not feel burdensome. Instead, it will feel like an honor, because you will know that you are walking in alignment with the divine plan that has been set for you from the very beginning. Your faith has been proven, and now it is time to put it into action. The authority that you have gained through your trials will be the very thing that allows you to fulfill your divine assignment. You are not just stepping into a new chapter, you are stepping into your destiny. You have been equipped, refined, and restored for this very moment. In this season of restoration, you will see the beauty of God's timing unfold before you. The things that seemed delayed, the prayers that seemed unanswered, were not because God was withholding from you. They were because God was aligning everything perfectly for your breakthrough. What is coming to you now is not a result of your striving, your pushing, or your effort. It is the result of your faithfulness, your endurance, and your willingness to trust in God's plan, even when it didn't make sense. God's timing is always perfect, and now you are stepping into the manifestation of that perfect timing. You are about to see doors open that were previously closed, relationships restored that seemed lost, and opportunities unfold that you once thought were out of reach. Your faithfulness has led you to this moment, and heaven is about to pour out blessings that will exceed your expectations. You will no longer walk through life with the weight of unanswered prayer. You will walk through life in the fullness of God's favor and provision, carrying the authority that comes with having endured the fire and come out stronger on the other side. The restoration you are entering is not just for you, it is for those around you as well. Your divine assignment is not just about you receiving blessings, it is about you becoming a vessel for those blessings to flow through. You are about to be used in ways that you couldn't have imagined before, to touch lives, to heal wounds, and to restore hope to those who need it most. The authority you carry now will not only open doors for you, but will also open doors for others. Your journey, your testimony, will become a beacon of light for others who are still walking through their own fire. You will become a living example of God's faithfulness, a proof that He can take what seems like ashes and turn it into beauty. Your life will become a testimony to the power of endurance, and as you walk in this new season, others will be drawn to the light that you now carry. Your restoration is not just for your benefit, it is for the benefit of those around you, for the community that you are a part of, and for the generations that will follow you. As you step into this new season of reward, purpose, and restoration, remember that you are not alone. Heaven is surrounding you, cheering you on, and the work you are about to do will not be done in your own strength. You have been equipped by God for this moment, and you will carry His authority with grace and humility. The weight of your purpose will not be overwhelming, because it is a weight that has been prepared for you, a weight that you have been growing into for this very season. Heaven has been watching, and now it is time for you to step into the fullness of your divine calling, equipped with the strength, wisdom, and authority you have gained through your trials. The reward is not just for surviving, it is for thriving. And now, chosen one, you are ready to thrive in the fullness of God's purpose for your life. As you stand on the threshold of a new season, chosen one, know that the trials you've faced have prepared you for the greatness ahead. The tests were not in vain. Yes, they were difficult. Yes, they stretched you beyond your limits. But now, you stand stronger, purer, and more equipped than ever before. You are no longer the person who entered this season, uncertain and weighed down by the burdens of life. You are a new creation, forged in the fire of perseverance, refined by the challenges you have faced. The endurance you've demonstrated, the faith you've held on to, and the perseverance you've shown have made you stronger and ready for what God has prepared for you. You are now stepping into your divine assignment with a heart that is fully aligned with God's purpose. The journey wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Every step, every struggle, every tear has been shaping you for this moment, and now you are equipped to walk in the authority that God has placed within you. You are ready for what comes next. The divine assignments that await you are not out of reach. You have been prepared for them. You may not yet fully understand all that God has in store for you, but know that you are ready to embrace it. Your faith, tested and proven through the hardships, is now your most powerful tool. You have been trained through the fire, and now you will walk in the fullness of your calling. The storms you weathered were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to strengthen you, to build in you the resilience needed to fulfill your divine purpose. And now, as you step forward, you can walk with the confidence that the same God who carried you through every trial is the same God who is leading you into your future. You are no longer waiting for your moment. Your moment has arrived. The season of testing is ended, and now you are entering into the season of reward, purpose, and divine favor. It's time to declare your faith and trust in God's purpose for your life. The road hasn't been easy, and there may still be challenges ahead, but you now know, without a doubt, that you are more than capable of facing them. You are not stepping into your future alone. Heaven is with you, cheering you on, and you are backed by divine authority. The reward of your perseverance is upon you. So, chosen one, let this moment be a declaration of your unwavering trust in God. Type a word of confirmation in the comments, something that signifies your agreement with heaven's purpose for you. Let the world know that you believe, that you trust, and that you are ready for what God is about to do in your life. This is your moment of agreement, your moment to say, "Yes, I am ready." Heaven is waiting to hear your declaration, and by typing it, you are sealing your commitment to walk in the purpose that has been set before you. This is not just a simple gesture, it is an act of faith, a prophetic declaration that aligns your spirit with God's will. Remember this: God's approval is not based on perfection, but on perseverance. You have walked through fire, you have endured the trials, and you have emerged not as someone who was flawless, but as someone who remained faithful. That is what matters. Your journey has not been about being perfect, it has been about being persistent. It has been about choosing faith over fear, trust over doubt, and obedience over comfort. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for those who will persevere, who will remain steadfast even when the path is unclear. And you, chosen one, have proven yourself worthy of the divine favor that is about to pour out upon you. You are now marked for greatness. You are stepping into a season of favor and restoration, and though the road ahead may not always be easy, it is paved with purpose. You are walking into a future that has been carefully crafted by God, a future filled with opportunities, blessings, and divine purpose. This is your time to rise and shine, to walk boldly in the authority that has been given to you, and to embrace the calling that has always been yours. The world is waiting for the light that you carry. You are ready. You have been prepared. You are chosen.